27B mods under the control of Andy Bryant. The Fort Scott Flyer starting P1. Mark Schaffman on his outside. And we're underway 20 times around for the Clear Creek Golf Cars USRA B mods. J.C. Morton using the bottom line. Andy Bryant washes up the track, and J.C. Morton will lead lap 1. Action in turn 2. We see Hoyt Miller, who was trying to avoid the two cars tangled up in front of him. Looks like Chase Jones in the 03 and Colson Kirk, I believe, in the 55, I think. Did get a lap in. That shot right there shows you how deep those trenches are over in 1 and 2. Andy Bryant in that number 28. Seen him here in a little bit of everything this year. Surprisingly, he came out in a late model a couple of weeks ago. Wasn't expecting that, but he gave it a good run. We've seen him here in a modified before. John Muhlenberg's ride. So J.C. Morton on the front row. Andy Bryant, the 28, will go to the top side. Jalen Wettengale shuffled to the inside. Everybody's lying back out, and now we're ready to go with Andy Bryant on the top side of row number 2, Jalen Wettengel to his inside. Bobby Williams, top of row 3. And Mark Schaffman to the inside of him. As we're lined up, ready to go, stacked and packed. Delaware double file restart, and J.C. Morton dive bombs into 4. Through the Pitts Realty restart zone. They're 3 and 4 wide deep in the field as J.C. Morton with the hole shot. Boy, they really fan out deeper back around 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Bobby Williams in 3rd, Wettengel 4th, and Schaffman in 5th. This kind of takes us back a couple of years. Back whenever it was the big 3 in this B-Mod division with Chris Jackson, J.C. Morton, and Andy Bryant. We're without the 65 of KJ, but J.C. Morton and Andy Bryant are there, and it's a J2 of Bobby Williams who rides in 3rd. See more and more of those J2 race cars in this B-Mod division, and Bobby Williams is one of them. It's a Bloodline race car out front with J.C. Morton, and Bloodline would love to make it a 2-night win for them after Terry Phillips just won in the modified. But then 2 J2s running in 2nd and 3rd right now with Andy Bryant and Bobby Williams. J.C. Morton is picking him up and putting him down. He is 2.4 seconds ahead of Andy Bryant. Then Bobby Williams in 3rd. J.C. 1 top 5 here at Lucas Oil Speedway. As you get a look at Bobby Williams, who rides in 3rd. And now action is Ryan Gilmore, the Gila Monster. A feature winner here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Saw him just out of the frame, get sideways. And he brings out the Midwest Sheet Metal caution. Ryan's won 4 times this year, and he's done it at 4 different tracks. He's won at Tri-State, Humboldt, here at Lucas Oil Speedway, and also Springfield. See some damage there on the front end of the 66. Lots of damage. He got into the back of somebody, looks like. Yeah, lots of damage there on the 66. And there's that new Bloodline race car that J.C. Morton has. Made the shift last year, about mid-season. He had been running Allen Autosports chassis. There's a big connection between his dad and Terry Phillips. And they were starting to work on this B-Mod program, making chassis in that bloodline stable. And J.C. Morton, one of the first drivers to make that change. And it's been a good move for him. Picked up a number of wins, has a lot of resources with Terry Phillips. They've been able to go to some other tracks and make the sweep of the modified and B mods this year. Would like to do it here at Lucas Oil Speedway, I'm sure, pretty much on their home turf. And how about this for a change? Usually you'll see Andy Bryant, anytime he's given the opportunity, he goes to the high side. He chooses to go to the low side. Mark Schaffman, who had been running top 5, he is now off the track. Eric Turner's been a big mover in this. ET started back in 14th, and he's now in the top 5. Eric Turner's making a run for a championship. Told us that at the beginning of the year, where he had been running just a handful of races. He wanted to see how the early portion of the season went. He also has some resources to be able to try to make a run at a title here at Lucas Oil Speedway. And J.C. Morton would like that as well, as J.C. says it's go time. J.C. has finished second in the points 3 times since 2019. I'm going to take that back. 4 times. He finished second in points in 19, 20, 21, and 23. That's after winning the championship here in 16 and 18. Tanner Cade in the 19. Gets around Logan Smith and Trevor Drake. Bobby Williams to the inside of Andy Bryant. Able to grab second away. But Andy Bryant answers on the top side. Eric Turner and Tanner Cade, they're running side by side. That's back in 6th. Cross flags in the air. We are halfway home. 10 down, 10 to go. J.C. Morton half a straightaway ahead of Andy Bryant and Eric Turner. He is now up to 3rd. He shuffles Bobby Williams back to 4th. John Sheets, that's another J2 Racing chassis in the 8. Up to the top side he goes, around Tanner Cade. Bobby Williams, whenever he won the championship last year, he did it without a win here at Lucas Oil Speedway. He had 8 top 5s. Best finish he had was 2nd. He did not win a race until the USRA Nationals. That was one of 11 wins he's had, and he's had 4 wins already. He won at Hutt County, Humboldt, Midway, and Nevada. A couple cars get together with one another, and they happen to do it right in front of some of your lead lap cars. They're trying to get a couple of cars to get off the track, and they just don't make it. And Kaysen Harris is one of those. Kaysen, a winner at Monette this year, the #1 driver in the national point standings, and he's going to take a little bit of a hit after this comes out with 5 laps to go. Kaysen Harris can't get enough momentum to get to the top side. They were kind of hoping he would get off the track to the left, and he wasn't able to get to the infield as well, as you see that flat left rear. So J.C. Morton had almost a 3-second advantage over Andy Bryant. Andy Bryant and Eric Turner were doing hand-to-hand combat for second. Bobby Williams had just gotten around Trevor Drake for fourth. They will get the one to go this time by as the Bill Roberts Chevrolet Pace truck flips its lights off. And with 5 laps to go, they will line them up nose to tail for the balance of the evening. New player in the game is Eric Turner, who sits in third. Little contact with the top 2 running cars as Andy Bryant went to the inside of J.C. Morton. No worse for the wear, as now Andy Bryant shoots up to the top side of the track, tries to find some momentum, and he found it. Had pulled up right alongside J.C. Morton through 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 is not quite as nice for Andy Bryant. Up the track goes Bobby Williams in a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Trevor Drake to the inside. Bobby Williams has the spot for now, and John Sheets, the 3rd car, involved in that battle for 4th. Bobby Williams just slams the door on John Sheets again. John Sheets way high on the track. Hoyt Miller's going to get underneath him, at least for the time being, as we have one more time around for J.C. Morton, and he is on cruise control. It's a bumpy ride through turns 1 and 2 for J.C. Morton, but a 2.5 second advantage is going to be enough. As off of turn 4, J.C. Morton will find his way to victory lane at Lucas Oil Speedway, and he does it over Andy Bryant and Eric Turner, as Bryant got back around Turner for second. And for the first time this year, J.C. Morton picks up the hardware at Lucas Oil Speedway.